Welcome to EDU-TV by Mr. K. Williams. Okay, this is EDU-TV with Mr. K. Williams. Today we'll be looking at dividing quantities into a given ratio. The purpose of this video right now is to ensure that students can apply ratio and understand the importance of it in a real life setting. This example that I want to show you is understanding how you can divide quantities by a given ratio using a real life setting. So this can apply whether you're dividing number of apples, computers, chairs. In this case right now, we're using money. Everyone right now knows how to share money. That's something that's a part of our culture. This is something that no matter which country you are part of, you by some chance have to share money. So we're gonna apply the same concept. It can be used whether you're adding, you're splitting apples, sharing computers. It doesn't matter. You can apply the same concept to it. So this is what we're gonna do it, and we're gonna start right now. So we're given $50,000 to share between you and your sister. So the ratio that we're going to share the $50,000 into is 2 to 3. We can establish, the first thing that we have to do is establish that our ratio can also be written as a fraction. So right now, let's say if we have the ratio of 1, sorry, if we have the ratio of 1 to 2, the ratio of 1 to 2, it is the same thing as if we have the ratio 1 to 2. So if we had a fraction 1 to 2, it's the same thing as having the ratio of 1 to 2. So a half is the same thing as 1 to 2. So a ratio can be written as a fraction, whereas the numerator is the first number in the ratio, the denominator is the second number in the given ratio. They are the same. They are the same. They can be represented the same. All right. So with that being said, because ratio can be written as a fraction, then we can establish that ratio can be used to represent what? Parts. Parts. So when we say that we are sharing, when we are sharing a ratio, that means that we are sharing it in the what? Different parts. Now, if we look at this question right here, share $50,000 between you and your sister. We should establish that the you in this case is would be the 2 and sister would be 3, because we have to read it in whatever order we read it. That's where we write our ratio. So 2 in this case, yes, you will get 2, your sister will get 3. We have to have it just in the correct order as well we read it. When we read it, that's how we represent it. So 2 to 3, since you get 2, your sister gets 3. Now, when I say you get 2 when your sister get 3, we have to understand what does that mean. We have to ask the question, what does that mean? So if you have 2 to 3, the first thing that we have to do, we have to start by adding 2 plus 3. If you add 2 plus 3, then the answer for that would be what? 5. So 5. So that would be the total. And if 5 is the total, in order for you to understand this when it comes on to realize it now, before you start sharing with the ratio or sharing the quantity by the given ratio 2 to 3, you have to first split the quantity by the total, and you're going to have what? 5 equal parts. 5 equal parts. So if you split it into the total, you're going to have 5 equal parts. So we're going to have right here 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 5. So we're going to have 5 equal parts. So since we have 5 equal parts now, Now we can say if there are 5 equal parts, we have to divide 50,000 by what? 5. If we were to divide 50,000 by 5, that's 50,000 by 5. Alright, so we already established that if we want to divide our quantity, which is 50,000, and share between you and your sister, the first thing that we have to do is what? Add the ratio to get the total parts. Now the total parts, what it means is that we're going to have 5 total parts that would have to share the money into before you can share it what? Between you and your sister. So let me rephrase that. Before you share the money between you and your sister, you're going to have to group this money right now into some equal parts. And the equal parts that you have to group the money into, whichever quantity that you are given into, you have to find the total ratio. The total ratio would be what? The total what? Equal, equal, total equal. Oh, the total equal groups. That would be the total equal groups. Total equal groups. Alright, so what that means is that you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal groups that from the 50,000. So what you're going to do right now, you have to what? First divide 50,000 by what? What's the total? 5. So you have to divide 50,000 by what? 5. Because we want to ensure that we have what? 5 equal groups. Alright. So let's go. So 50,000 divided by 5, that is equal to what? This means that each group that is there will receive what? $10,000. So if you look right down there, you'll realize that there are 5 equal groups, or there are 5 groups of the groups of money below. So there are 5 groups of money below, and because we say that the total of the ratio is 5, we know, or we can establish that each group will be equal to what? $10,000. $10,000. So this is equal to 10,000. This is equal to 10,000. All the groups right here are equal to $10,000. 10,000. 10,000. So all the groups right here is valued at $10,000. So if you have 5 groups right here that are valued at $10,000, what that means is that if you have to get two, or if you're going to share the money into the ratio 2 to 3, that means that you will get what? 2 out of what? The 5 equal groups, and your sister now will get what? 3 out of the 5 equal groups. Right? So if we were to add 10,000 plus 10,000, that is equal to what? Or better yet, let's go. What does that mean if you're gonna take what? 2 out of the 5. So you're gonna take 2 out of the 5 equal groups. So let's highlight that. So you take 2 out of the 5 equal groups. How much money will that be equal to? Yes, $20,000, because all you have to do is add them together. So if you take 2 out of the 5 equal set of money right here, you'll have what? 10,000 plus 10,000, and that is equal to what? $20,000. So $20,000. Because the person would have what taken what one two of the what five equal groups. So we understand if you have when we look at the ratio now, we have to establish that ratio means that before you start sharing money between the given ratio, you have to look at the total, find the total of the ratio. Because you have 2 and 3, 2 plus 3 is what? 5. So because it is 5 for the total, we're going to have 5 what? Equal groups. So you have to group the money before you even share the money. You group before you share. You group before you share. So we're gonna group the money into 5 equal parts. So because of that, we're going to have to divide the $50,000 by 5. If we divide the $50,000 by 5, we'll end up with what? $10,000. And because each group of money is valued at $10,000, if we have one, two, three, four, five, each of them is valued at $10,000. So what does this mean? The 2 to 3 now means that you are going to have what? Take 2 out of the 5 equal groups, and if you take 2 out of the 5 equal groups, you're going to have what? 10,000 plus what? 10,000, and that is equal to what? You will receive what? $20,000. Your sister, on the other hand, has what? 3. So she'll be taking 3 out of the 5 equal groups. And if she takes 3 out of the 5 equal groups, that will be 1, 2, 3. So that's what? 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000. That is equal to what? 30,000. And if you add 20,000 with 30,000, then you will realize that you'll get the same 50,000. So she has what? 30,000. So if you add both sides together, you realize that you'll have the same 50,000. So this is my way of understanding and applying it to real life. Ensure that you, before you start sharing the ratio, you first share or group, I'm not going to use the word share. You first group the quantity into some equal parts, and the equal parts will come from the total of the given ratio. And after you group them into the whatever equal parts, in this case it's 5, that is now when you use the ratio and share between the given ratio. So the person will take 2 from the group, and the person will take 3 from the group. And that is how you divide quantities by a given ratio. That is my method. So thank you for watching. Hi, Mr. K. Williams here. If you like the video, please like or share. Stay tuned for more videos.